This is Andrew Williams Jr. I'm here with Nicshelle Farrow. We're both here at 5 Points Youth Foundation. Today is August 27th, 2022, and we have Cre8, who is here with an artist who just completed the first artist to complete his work day. So we're going to begin with just a very slow walk-up and introduction of King Cre8. He's going to introduce himself, and then he's going to introduce his artist.
What's up, everybody? This is Cre8 from South Central Los Angeles. We here at 5 Point Youth Foundation, and today is the paint out, the summer paint out. We do this every year, and man, I have the best of the best from different parts of the city of Los Angeles. Sometimes we have people from out of town that attend this event to come out here and display their skills and talents. And so it's been a very good journey by displaying this stuff, man, because when people come here, they get a chance to display their talents of what they done built throughout many of years of their skill craft, and also displaying what it takes to do their masterpieces or whatever level where they at. And so it's been real cool. And so that being said, we have a gentleman that's a pioneer in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but I will say this gentleman right here, he's a legend. And what makes him a legend, because he's been around since the golden days of the LA movement of street writing and style writing, actually. And so, you know, when I was young, he was already on the walls putting in work. So he actually was part of the people who helped build the foundation and to nurture it in this point in time where LA was growing, LA was developing. And other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the torch to this gentleman right here.
Hey everybody, I'm John Zender. You can always find me at johnzender.com. That's my website. So really quick, I just want to be
Zender for the.
Oh, Zender is Zender. That's my graffiti name, Zender1. But my artist name is John Zender. So that way everybody's easy to find me. Google me. so I'm here with Cre8, and it's an honor to be here. This is the first time I participate in this event. I haven't really been around the graffiti world, you know, for the past 15 years. I've been very busy traveling all over the United States doing commission work, doing a lot of exhibitions, rebuilding my art career. I'm also a painter, an easel painter, doing museums and gallery art and trying to get that. I also try to create events and create space for artists to, you know, come in, be a part of it. So today I did this outdoor mural, which is very rare. The last mural I did was in the city of Whittier, and I'm known for my big East LA Chicano murals of Cesar Chavez and Martin Luther King's, and I go way back to the 70s when Elliot Pinckney was painting in 1976 in South Central. I go back to that era. I grew up in South Central in 1975 to 76, 77, 78, so I got a lot of South Central LA history. So I also grew up in Highland Park, so I'm known for a lot of murals in Highland Park and a lot of the murals in East Los Angeles. So I had over 500 murals running at one time in the 90s.
Really?
And little by little, I had over 200 murals in schools, high schools, junior high, colleges. You can still go to Cal State LA and walk through one of the hallways, and you have a huge mural that's completely covered in plexiglass at Cal State LA's Martin Luther King hallway.
You've been talking a lot about schools and universities. What does the youth have to do with what you do, if anything?
A lot. I actually feel very fortunate to went to art school. I went to Otis Art Institute, which is a very expensive and private school, but coming from South Central and growing up in the rough, tough, dodge the bullet South Central in the 70s to art school was a major mind-blowing experience. It actually opened my mind. It actually made me say, if I'm going to be doing graffiti, I might as well write something or paint something that's going to say something to somebody. What's the message? And I kept that trajectory throughout my career. If I'm going to go do a wall anywhere, I'm very rarely going to do a Zender. Very rarely. If I did a Zender, it's because I did it in my backyard or somewhere like that. But if I'm going to go do a mural somewhere publicly, it's because I have a message to say. Something similar to what's happening here. This one here is a message that I want to give to the youth. It's called Wake Up, or the Meta Universe Will Eat You Alive.
Now, you came to the point, because I'm going to step back and we're going to do a spread of this mural.
Yes.
And then you're going to tell us a little bit about that. So, could you guys move out of my way, please?
Okay.
So I'm got a string. Start here from the left, if you could, John, and tell us what this is.
So
Walk us through.
this is humanity, my depiction of humanity. As you can see, he has no pupils in his eyes because he's blinded. He's blinded by TikTok, he's blinded by Facebook, he's blinded by likes, and more likes, and more fans, and more fans, and more fans, which is becoming the new genre about being anti-social. We don't want to interact with people, we want to interact with machines. And so the concept here is wake up. You are intelligent human. The E equals MC square. Obviously, we want to get people to start thinking about moving and using technology and education to further their expansion of their mind, to create the next, spaceship that travels around the world, the cures, to all the illnesses, the hospitals. We gotta get back and begin to help humanity instead of trying to figure out how technology can make us more famous.
Well, I see an atomic symbol there, and that speaks really relevant now, where we have Russia bombing a nuclear facility over in Ukraine.
And you have the
Japan
concept
now
of
thinking
the
about
universe
expanding,
happening in China.
And we think
with TikTok.
And we're having Japan thinking about now increasing their nuclear exposure.
Right.
But here's the thing: is that Japan, of all places, should know through Hiroshima how devastating nuclear energy can be.
It's a powerful. That's why sometimes they say we create things that we're supposed to be used for the goodness of humanity. Instead, the technology is being used against us to destroy us. And I think that might be something where the robotics or the robotic industry might be one of those things where takes all the jobs from everybody. There's no more need for human beings to do nothing because you're used to a machine just scanning some. And of course that leads to the mark and the scanning of the no cash society. I've been to places where they say, sorry, we don't take cash. And I went, what?
Well, look.
And they're like, what are you gonna do, zap my head in the machine?
Well, look, walk us through the rest of this.
So here's the rest of it. So he's the humanity that's blinded by what's going on. This is the third eye or consciousness, that you're aware of consciousness. This is your vocal. You have a voice. You can speak. Your voice is like waves.
Yes.
So and this is your aura. We all have an aura. We have a vibration. We all project ourselves to the world in any way, shape, or form. We're creative. We're verbal. We're human beings. This is our aura. This is what you can see. You got your your visuals, your vocals, and then here's where the technology kicks in, and now you have a transition from reality to the metaverse, to the false reality, to that reality that you have an identity, the reality that you recreate yourself in TikTok, and you have filters, and you don't want to look the way you want to look. You want to have a filter that gives you a different, and you use that to recreate, because you're at home now, because you're working out of your laptop and you're not going anywhere, because now you got this, you're gonna be in a home for a year in a bubble. And that's what this aura, this is a false aura. It's a bubble. It's not an aura, different from the aura. So this represents the meta universe. It's a false humanity. It's an avatar. He's an avatar, and obviously he mimics the reality to you and mirrors it, but there's nothing here. This is from the Matrix. The concept of word in the Matrix, the altering of the Matrix. This is code, binary code, speaking binary code. I used to be a web developer, so I know about binary code and HTML. I would be in there, 0011. Yes. So I know, and this is trials and tribulations, symbols here. And then, of course, as the metaverse turns around, and I wanted to do an homage to all the sort of graffiti hip-hop techniques. I've been around, like I said, been around from the old days. Some of the classic techniques that we created, the Vox technique with Gabe doing here, the Futura 2000 with the bubbles and the abstraction, the stars, the little design. I mean, when I went through graffiti, every time we added a new element to graffiti, it was like a stepping stone that would take you to another level. They invented the tips, then they invented the hex cap, then they invented this, then they got the good paint, so it was an evolution. That's what the meta universe is doing, is creating an evolution of a new reality that takes everything you love about life and puts it in your face and now blinds you to what you can experience as an individual.
Well, let's not end up before we go to John Zender.
And then that's the johnzender.com, which is my signature. And I usually sign it like that because that's my official signature. But I also do the homage of my graffiti tag from the 1980s over there with the TGO and the TMS, the Magnum Spy.
Well, look, tell us again how we can reach you, because we do have people that have joined us that weren't here at the beginning.
Yes.
So if you'd be so kind as to talk to the camera.
I have several Instagrams, but I'm only going to give you two. One is my art Instagram. It's John Zender Art. Just art. John Zender Art. And the reason why I separate them is because I do the murals and the street art for a living.
Yeah.
But I do the the canvas art for myself.
Okay.
So I separate them so that I don't get people confused and they don't look the same.
Right.
So if you go to my studio and look at my painting, you're not going to expect to see something that I painted in East LA or something that I painted in South Central or New York or Chicago or anywhere else, because the murals are public. They belong to the people. The canvas art is mine and they belong to me.
Well,
So the murals are Creative Art Solutions. So if you Google or search creativeartsolutions.com and Creative Art Solutions Instagram, you'll see tons and tons of murals, public art. The list goes on and on and on of art, of public art. But it was amazing to be here, and thank you guys for hosting me and being a part of this.
Absolutely. And one last question.
Yes.
If you wanted to impact the world, what one thing would you tell them about art?
One thing I would say about art is don't let people tell you what to paint. Find yourself. Find that special glow, that little glow, and don't let anybody stop it, turn it off, blow it out. You let that glow shine until you become who you were meant to be.
Now Cre8 steps into the photo and wind this up and give us a close, because Cre8, you have to really tell people who you are. And so I'd like to take about 30 seconds. I know it's gonna. I know you. It wouldn't take but 5 seconds. I know you.
Sure,
But there's no rush. Tell us who you are and why this is all happening.
All right. What's up? This is Cre8 from South Central Los Angeles. And, we here once again at 5 Point Youth Foundation because every summer I would like to make for sure that we could all actually come together in these days and times, man, because it's real important for the artists to be able to feed and vibrate off of each other's creativity. At once upon a time, there was places called yards where artists could go paint at, but a lot of those places no longer exist no more. So by having stuff like this every summer where people could take a breather and come amongst other great artists and get out on the walls and just, you know what I'm saying, whether they coming out of retirement or whether they've been doing it, they just want to see other people that they haven't seen in years, just to come out and make that connection and connect the dots. That's the reason and the purpose for this, and to beautify the community. So on that note, this is the one and only Cre8 from LA. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace.